And so then to the final of the Terence De Bruyn Cup for 2019. This promised to be a mouth-watering affair, and of course it was between the Lions and the Eagles.
Getting through to the finals, it was a bit hectic, and we approach each game differently because every of these teams have got different style of play. So each and every time we go for a game, we get to know, as we know their style of play, how is it, they like pressing man to man. So now from our side is getting to break that press. Then once we start breaking that press, then now we play smart because we are going to be able to break the press, but now is how to outsmart them in their press that they're going to be playing.
We haven't played them before, and it's just before the Super Sport to show who's the boss of the court. And if they realize it early, then I don't have a problem for Super Sport.
The final of the Terence De Bruyn Cup would offer the first silverware and bragging rights for the 2019 season, and the clash between the Lions and the Eagles promised to be a tight affair. From the get-go, it was clear that both teams had brought their renowned defensive games to the party, but it was the Lions who broke through first with a great confidence booster from their stalwart number 13, Simange Mbele. He'd been set up with some excellent vision from playmaker Terence De Bruyn to score from the right-hand side of the court. Lions speedster Thandile Zonke was at his awesome best, raining in a few trademark shots, which included an offload from the Eagles' backboard, and that was after a panic attempt by the Eagles' attack. Mbele had been very quick to spot the agile Zonke, who simply pivoted his way around the helpless defender, Alan Matatsi, to score an impressive layup. Marcus Retief impressed for the Eagles with his customary shots from the lap. He scored an impressive tally of 12 points during the game. Long shot from Retief proved that he can do it from any side of the court when the man is on form. Loads of experience from the burly number 4. Alan Matatsi is probably one of the most improved players in the country, also said about the court, and he weighed in with a very valuable 15 points. Simange Mbele had certainly impressed for the Lions with a tally of 32 points on his personal account. Terence De Bruyn not too far behind with 15, and never to be outdone. Thandile Zonke, great all-round performance. He'd scored 20 points. Might be a bit of a concern for the coach that all 67 points came from 3 players. The Lions also had their stars on the day, and of course it was the old stalwart Marcus Retief. He'd taken 12 points, Alan Matatsi with 15, and Jack Makhotsi on 14. In the game summary, it was the Eagles who had led off to the first 20 points to 14. Big quarter from the Lions, 38-27 at the break, and it was the Lions who then held on even Stevens in terms of the scoring, 51-41 at the end of the third. Final score, 67-58 in favour of the Lions.
Well, during the practice this week, I told the boys just to focus on our game. They don't have to focus on the Eagles' gameplay because we're practicing the same style. As Anele is my assistant coach at the national side, so we know what we are doing and I know what he will be doing. But at the end of the day, it was just, I think our hearts were in it more than the Eagles was.
Is there anything to worry about from the other teams in the Super Sport series this year?
I played against all the big ones now, so no, not actually.
What a season of wheelchair basketball lies ahead. 6 sides contesting the Super Sport Series, and all the national players and even the national coaches will be on display on this showcase of wheelchair basketball.